Well, welcome to the year that it all ends, everyone, 2024. We are back after a lovely holiday hiatus. Not to brag, but we had a white Christmas up in the mountains, so haha. Um, our friends in Iceland had a volcano Christmas, which was very interesting. I saw lots of wonderful pictures. Hey, we should introduce ourselves and also, what Juice? What are you doing? Hi, Juice. How's it going? Bye, Juice. Have fun at B-Ball. We are in a little bit of a different configuration tonight because we have a full house once Tough joins. Because we are about to go and try to do some very, very difficult things to prevent world indie bad stuff from happening in the Old West. So, hey, why don't we reacquaint folks with who we are and who our characters are? Let's start at the top with Erthos.
Hey everybody, my name's Erthos. You can see me here on C Plus content and other friends of the channel playing Jack, a gambler, and we're gonna find out if his luck runs out tonight. Mish.
Hi, I'm Misha _less_than 3. I've been playing Minnie. She is a spirit photographer, definitely a thing that she thought wasn't really real until she started doing this, and now it's too real. She also is known to make people spare hands, probably not haunted, I don't think, and has probably been busy avoiding all the horrible things these guys have been doing until they're like, come on, we gotta go to the spooky hole we found. So here she is.
Cool.
Villain?
I'm Villain. I play Felix, who is a gunslinger. Just kind of likes to shoot things, blow things up. Kind of this guy kind of tagged along with the group here. And pretty much about it. Arson.
Hey everybody, I'm Chev. I am playing Arson, who is a former private investigator and now kind of general rough stuff handyman. And this is his second bout with spooky supernatural things, and it's not going very well for him.
I mean, your hand is cool.
Yeah, my hand left. I lost it. Minnie made me a new one.
It's just going on vacation. It'll be back probably.
It's gonna get employed by a butler, by a nice couple with an old house.
And I'm Katie, and I play Anna, who is like one shift away from retirement. And we're gonna get through this. She's a doctor. Everyone will be safe. We'll do great. Close some doors.
I mean, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. It'll probably be fine. So we had a little weird audio thing. So we've been sitting and chatting this entire time, but beforehand, getting Minnie caught up more or less on what happened. But yes, things have been getting a little dastardly in Denver. You have run across a number of unfortunate things, mostly involving murders with missing body parts and certain individuals of your party having rebellious hands that decide to crawl away and murder people, to be replaced by completely radioactive steampunk contraptions. And, you know, just a little bit of mystery and mayhem. You had found an epicenter of this oddness at the old Tillman farm. And you had dug underneath the floor and found an ancient hidden chamber underneath and decided, let's go in. Releasing, I don't know, dozens, I guess, of ghouls in the process. But the good news is you survived their onslaught thanks to magic and guns and things. And have finally discovered what it is that you need to do to prevent the flood, which is some sort of world-ending entity that has sucked the life out of previous worlds and wants to do so again with yours. And that thing is very simple. You have to go back to the Chamber of Death and go through the gate to the other side, to the land of the ancients, and as per your friend, the deputy, and figure out what is attempting to open the gate on that side, deal with that situation, and then come back into your world and close the gate from here. Simple stuff. Easy enough. You have no idea how. And I'll remind you on air, your experience with the ghouls is absent very powerful magic. They are basically immune to your weapons. So there's that too. So yeah, that's where we're at. And you had decided you have a resource at your disposal. One Madame Selene, who has now become the Book of the Flood after your previous brief jaunt into the other world, meaning that she has all of the instructions necessary to open, maybe close, gates engraved on her skin. And you decided to bury her in a hole. Which she'll be fine. She doesn't need to eat or drink or breathe, although she's still technically alive. And, it's not like it's not a okay idea given that you have intel that there are individuals or groups that might very much like to read her, perhaps for nefarious reasons. So it's a calculated risk, but that is one asset that you will not have at your disposal. Yes, you are up in the hills at Mr. Forrest's cabin. And by cabin, I mean it's actually quite nice. But what's happening? What do you do? You have rallied the troops. You are, with the exception of Elaine, who is meditating somewhere, you are all prepared to sally forth together for the first time in several days. What happens?
I feel like Felix would probably just be going over his inventory, cleaning his guns, kind of getting ready for this kind of mentally. Maybe checking on a few people, see if they need anything support-wise.
And you're all absolutely sure we have to go into the hole full of ghouls. Positively?
Absolutely, Jack says as he is quietly raiding the liquor cabinet.
Yeah, Arson
80.
has a bottle also of liquor, also from the liquor cabinet. He's Erthos, what do you think we're to a game of cards while we're waiting around?
I think that sounds like a great idea. And I pull out a deck of cards from my breast pocket and I start dealing out some cards.
Cool. Roll gambling.
Uh, 18 under 80.
Yep.
54 over 10.
Cool. What are the stakes? Now, Arson, you could try to cheat.
Ooh, I don't think. I think Arson is just. He's going through the motions, honestly.
Okay.
This is more about taking his mind off of this situation, along with all of the booze. I think he probably would have pulled out one of the nicest bottles that was in this particular cabinet, and he would have set it aside, and like that was the stakes for this game, was who gets to drink the really nice booze.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, Jack and Arson have done this Cthulhu dance once before, and I don't think either of us feel really good about coming out on top a second time. So we're probably not playing for money.
Okay. Just someone else's booze. Got it.
Yes, absolutely.
Got
Somebody
it.
else's very nice booze that neither of us can afford.
So Jack wins the rights to the very nice booze that Mr. Forrest has been keeping back.
Yeah, 2 shots for Jack, 1 shot for Arson.
All right. How loaded do you get? There are advantages and disadvantages.
Does anybody else come and stop us at any point?
No, but I want 1 shot.
I would feel like Felix would probably sit down and maybe join for a few rounds just as well.
Got it.
I assume us
Just
ladies at
kinda-
some point wander by. and
Oh, yeah.
basically set out a shot glass for ourselves
So
and look at you expectantly.
I would
it's
say, like, in
enablement all the
character-
way down is what we're saying. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I think in character Jack is less loaded than he was when he walked up to the house and caught Anna. Like, he can walk in a straight line, mostly.
Okay.
But he's definitely feeling the effects of this very nice liquor.
Cool. How
Guys,
about?
this is a great plan. I think getting drunk right before going.
I mean,
Getting drunk,
it's
not having your overpowered character and missing your quest item.
I'm
it's
pretty sure it's called liquid courage.
it's a choice. So hey, if you are getting a little toasty, or if you have a shot and feel like it, go ahead and give me a con.
Roll the 100.
Perfect.
I got a 7 under 50.
Cool. Well done.
49 under 50.
Okay.
59 over 50.
Okay.
55 under 70.
Okay. Cool. So Minnie is, I mean, it is very much liquid courage for Minnie. I mean, you're the one little shot, because you're probably a little bit of a teetotaler. The one shot of very good, very strong booze is enough to like get you all loose and friendly. And you know, the curiosity of the explorer seems to overpower the gnawing sense of, we're gonna do what with what kind of plan, why. So yeah, you're feeling no pain and may gain some downsides and benefits from that. Arson, what is something for a flub? What is
Oh.
something interesting other than just like yuking?
Yeah.
And hates alcohol.
Yeah,
I
I spilled
think-
it. I spilled the alcohol all over the hand.
Well, I think sort of. I think you get good and loopy. And because didn't you have Minnie install another crystal in it? I think so.
I got another crystal and I was saving it for later use, but it's not installed yet.
We'll say that as part of Minnie being super excited and carefree, that she decides to load it up. So yeah, I'm then going to say you stop being drunk instantaneously. And as you examine the fleshy part of your hand, you, and this is at night, the night before you leave or whatever. So you're sitting under lamplight. You can see a bit of glow working its way from the hand up into your fleshy bits. A palish blue radium glow. There has been some sort of interaction.
I think because what time of year is it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, okay. So he probably
It's-
would have
it's
had
spring
a
or
long sleeve
fall.
shirt anyway.
Yeah, it's spring or fall. I can't remember.
He probably like he had his he's got his sleeves cuffed up because he was getting all loosey goosey and drinking, and he sees that happening, and there's probably like a couple seconds of like, huh. And then he like very carefully like pulls his sleeves down and buttons them,
Yeah.
and then reaches for the nearest bottle and just starts like.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
No.
Wow.
You got Captain America. Anyway, at some point, I'll probably be like, well, we gotta save some of this alcohol because we need to make something that will catch on fire so we can try to burn or light our way in the dark tunnels, whichever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just take some of these and I'll start grabbing all sorts of things, and I'm assuming Jack is.
Yeah, Jack can grab a bottle or two.
Okay.
So you're making
To
Molotovs?
use as a
Yeah.
to make Molotovs, right?
Just straight up booze in bottles? Are you doing anything special to them?
Well, let's see if I can make something a little more spicy. I got some magical radium powder here. That's like magic, right?
Sure.
Basically.
Yeah, it is magic.
It's basically magic, right? So we'll just put some of that with a little of this, say some of those fancy words that Elaine said, and it'll be magic.
I feel like I've gotten really good at copying Elaine's words.
Okay, so points of clarification. Are you using radium powder, or are you using your prepared flash power with radium in?
Maybe a little bit of both. One, like, why not some of each? Because I don't use all my flash powder. Because what if I need to take a picture of a ghoul?
Yeah. Well, and you have plenty of flash powder, and you have plenty of you have flash powder, you have radium dust, and you have prepared flash powder with radium dust. I was just curious if it's just radium
3
powder.
combos.
Cool. And it's an experiment.
We make all of them. Pick your poison. We'll figure out which one's best against ghouls.
Cool. And you're all a little bit loopy, so we'll just roll randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I labeled them. Don't worry. This one had. Yeah, I think this one's definitely was radium, and well, that one has an R on it, right?
Right.
And so.
Yeah, it's actually a P. It's like that's powder, but which one's which? Yeah. So, and then someone mentioned attempting a magical incantation of some sort by just kind of making sounds kind of like you've heard Elaine make before. Is that actually happening? Okay, I'm going to say it. Are you just kind of making sounds like Elaine, or are you actually trying to make something happen?
It would be funny if because she had a special candle that made light, right? Like, it'd be cooler if we all had candles that made light, right? Anna, you heard everything she said, right? So just copy, like, put a little rune on a candle and say words, right, Anna?
Well, I would actually attempt, because I have heard her. I was there when Elaine made the light, even if I was mildly out of it. And I did the thing with the wards and the runes.
Yeah.
Oh, I would actually attempt.
Cool. Give me a hard power roll.
Oh no. Okay. That's half of
Half
what
of
it
your
is,
power.
right?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we have things.
What do we have? Let's see.
We have 3 major boons, 3 minor boons, 4 major banes, and 3 minor banes.
Is it about to be 3 major banes?
We'll see.
Well, I kind of wanted to use a major boon, unless we should save those. Minor boon won't do anything. If it was a normal roll.
I'm all for using them.
Oh, but look, Elaine's here.
Yeah. Don't use the boon, though. Something's about to happen.
No, you're in the midst. I'm gonna say she walks in to see the conclusion of whatever you just did. What actually happened?
I'm gonna use the major boon to reroll.
Okay.
Okay. This feels like a trap. That's much better. That's a 26 out of 30.
Which is just on the right side of what you needed because it was a hard roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you do. You infuse Minnie's fire bombs with a glow. And we'll see what happens when they go boom.
It's a mystery for everyone. Elaine, it's so good to see you. Come have a
Hey.
shot.
This is the
What?
first time you've officially met.
It's so good to meet you. I run over to Elaine. My name's Minnie. I'm a photographer. So much about you and how these guys almost died in a dark hole we're about to enter into again.
Sorry, what?
This brandy that Jack found is incredible. We've been playing hands of poker for who gets to have a shot of it. Just like, you got to get in on this.
You want a shot? We all had one.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, right. Just after meditating, I understand. Well, tomorrow's
Elaine,
big day.
with your finely tuned senses, as you step into the room relatively near Arson, you hear whispers and you have a sensation like biting on tinfoil. It's clearly emanating from him.
From Arson?
Yeah.
Can I try to figure out what it is?
Yeah, probably an occult.
Okay. I lost my percentile. Hang on.
You'll probably make it. 'Cause your
Probably.
occult is good, but we shall see.
We'll see. Yeah, that's a... Where is it? 23 under 75.
Ooh. So not quite an extreme success, but definitely a hard success. You feel like Arson is bigger, but not here. There's something likely to do with his hand that casts a shadow into the other realm, and that it's almost like it gives off a whispery whine. Like in the normal, your normal senses aren't picking it up, but your extrasensory perception is hearing a little bit into the other world. I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, this is great. I just walked into Anna doing magic and something really bad is going on with Arson. Minnie is intoxicated. This is great. So wait, what are you guys are drinking and playing poker?
Well, yeah.
And making explosives.
Why?
There should be magic. They're in 3 distinct groups, definitely separated. I know how each one is labeled. They are not labeled properly.
Honestly,
As
at
far
this
as you can
point,
tell.
you should just take me on as your student, because I'm just doing what I've seen you do.
Okay.
Just it's all the really cheap ones over there. Those are the ones that we're gonna throw at the ghouls. The expensive, tasty ones over here. These ones, some of them are for the ghouls. Some of them are for us. To help yourself.
Think I'm good.
Just don't drink the ones that glow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're glowing yet, but they're ready to glow.
Right.
We just invented glow sticks, you guys.
Okay. Cool.
Somebody turn off the gas lamps. Let's and start the phonograph up.
See what
No.
We're gonna invent the room.
Why? No. Why?
Anyway, do you know how to close doors?
What kind of doors?
Oh, the magical ones inside of the hole?
Why
We're the
are we trying to
problem.
open the magical hole in the door?
No, it's already open. We did that.
Well, it's half
Wow.
open, and we have to open it again and go to the other side, and then close it, and then somehow get back, and then close it from this side.
And we're drinking because realistically there is no way back.
Well, yeah.
What?
So we're trying to celebrate last night alive. Cool.
Right.
For Elaine's benefit, Damon will pop his head in and say, "We spoke to the deputy as we were fighting off the ghouls. He related some lore from his ancestors about the world of the ancients or the other world. And he knew from his grandmother, who I'm assuming was a medicine woman or something, that there have been attempts, and successful ones, to open such portals in this area in the past, in the ancient past. But these were foiled by heroes who crossed over to the other world, disrupted whatever it was that was opening or holding open or attempting to open the portal on the far side, escaped back and disrupted the anchor on this side. It's not something that can simply be done from this side because the party or parties on the other side are going to continue to try to open it.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll go and find or dig up the Book of the Flood. Oh, they have buried Madame Selene in a hole in the ground.
There's boards around it.
Yeah. But she's fine. She didn't need food or air. She's sustained by pure evil.
Good for her.
I like to think we did put a couple snacks in there, like
Yeah.
Just in case.
Attract all
Some
the
peanuts.
chipmunks and foxes and stuff.
a
Yeah,
bottle
great.
of water stuffed
Some
in
hard
there
times.
with like a straw sticking out.
Yeah,
A
poke some
tab.
holes in the lid. Okay. So the plan is to just go through the door and then fight off whatever's on the other side and then come back and shut the door.
Well, not quite.
Easy enough.
Fight
More
your
or
way
less.
to the door through the ghouls that are immune to all your weapons.
Yeah.
Then go to the other side and face whatever's there that's worse. Then
The
come
ghouls
back.
that didn't like your magic.
Yes, that's true.
So we just kind of thought that you would handle making the ghouls like not immune to normal things. Or maybe these are magic now, I say, pointing at grenades.
How many do you
we didn't know
have?
you were gonna show, so we were trying to do some magic. I think it worked.
I mean,
you could
something
have just
happened.
come and found me.
Well,
I
we
didn't
didn't want
wanna
to interrupt your
interrupt your-
meditation. That's kind of important.
You know what else is important is not accidentally blowing yourselves up trying to dabble in magic that you don't fully understand.
This is like my third time doing magic, and it's
And-
been okay so far.
But
Yeah,
one
you
thing
have
it's
a
not gonna
PhD
be.
in magic, probably.
In
what
medicine
doctors
and
are, right?
now magic.
So, Minnie, you're not super drunk. You're barely drunk.
I know, but I feel like I'm the type of person who goes like, "Oh my god, you guys, I'm so drunk.
Yes.
I had one shot."
Yes, exactly. You had a spritzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that your faculties aren't severely impaired. So why don't you? I'm gonna say you made. We'll roll a d6, and then add 3.
That would be 5.
Okay, so you have 5 bombs that you have made.
E.
So either keep them all on your inventory or decide who's going to be having them.
Well, who likes throwing things?
Yeah, right. Felix on the far end.
I mean, Jack likes throwing things, but he's not good at it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Orson also's not very good at throwing things, but he's thrown some things.
Well, how about everybody except for Elaine gets one, because Elaine's doing magic.
Sure.
Cool.
Jack's not going to say no.
And who knows what kind it is? We'll never know.
All right. So you are loaded and loaded. We already before stream rolled up Anna's medical care of people to make sure that folks have recovered some health. So although many of you are battered and bruised a bit, no one is imminently at risk of dying if they get a paper cut. That's advantageous. And now you know what you need to do. So what happens?
Time to go,
Let's-
guys.
Well, let's take a picture before we go, to commemorate saving the world or dying, whichever.
A
No.
normal picture?
A normal picture with the
Okay,
normal
I'll do
power.
this. Yeah, come on.
Thing.
Minor Bane, you're still a little bit loopy because this is the night of, and you load up the special powder.
Yeah.
A normal picture with a normal powder, and I set up the remote cord that I pull to set off the flash so I can scan with everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you
It's
take the
just
picture.
a picture of us
take
and
the
all of our inner and outer demons.
Yeah,
No,
this will be fine.
it's totally fine. Elaine, as the camera flashes, you feel like a breeze blow past you toward Arson, as if how on a cool crisp morning while the wood fire has been burning inside all night in a well-appointed home that's relatively well insulated, and you open it up and just the air kind of pours out. It feels like that. It feels like, but it's a sucking instead of a pushing, and that droning, whispery sound increases in volume momentarily.
Hey Arson, how you feeling, buddy?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good.
How's the arm feeling?
It's pretty good. He at some point during the night he had pulled out like a one of his rifle shells. He was doing the like coin flippy thing but with a bullet, just kind of like practicing and getting his getting used to it more, and he does that now and he's like doing the little dexterity trick. He's like, honestly, it's almost better than the old hand was. It's doing great. Like it earlier when we were fighting those it did some like punchy glowy thing. I don't really know how I did it. It just started lighting up. Mini, like it's supposed to do that, right? I assumed like it did it, so it was supposed to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's probably normal. Yeah. And with the upgrade, it should maybe do it more.
Oh yeah, we put a second little crystal in it, so it's like double hand. It's double good.
Double good. Right. That's I double hate that. Do you mind if I just take a little look-sees? I mean, it's not exactly like my forte, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, sure. Arson kind of like puts his hand across the table like he's like offering it to a palm reader.
Cool. Do I think it's like possessed?
Hard to say. He's got the sleeve of his shirt pulled all the way down.
Oh, I can't see very well. Could you pull your sleeve up a little?
Oh yeah, and Arson kind of like he pulls it a little bit, like he kind of like tugs on it, but he tries to do it so that like it falls back into place and doesn't expose more than like maybe like an inch of skin.
It's just a little more. That's, you can't.
Yeah, sorry, just pulls it a little more. It's just, it's just my arm.
Mm-hmm.
You are neither a chemist nor a physicist. However, Elaine, you can tell something is spreading. Particularly the join between the metal and the flesh. There's some sort of bluish crystalline residue that has formed. And as Arson pulls up his sleeve, you can see those glowing veins just below the surface. This Arson is new because you haven't looked at it in a bit. It's utterly painless. It doesn't even itch. It is, however, a significant source of eldritch energy. And that half an inch or so around the seam is currently uncontained.
Is it supposed to do that?
I mean, it wasn't doing that before. He
Where you hold
is
100 on your
abandoning the
check.
pretense of trying to hide it. He's like fully just like yanking it up to his upper arm and exposing his whole forearm. Yeah, maybe you should actually take a closer look at this.
Anna, you should also maybe come take a closer look at this.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to do.
Yeah, Minnie, you too, maybe. This might be a 3 heads are better than one.
So Elaine can roll occult. Minnie can roll mechanical repair, maybe. Mechanical repair or chemistry, because optics won't count. And obviously medicine for Anna.
While everyone is kind of like, hunched together over the hand and examining it, I would also like to spend a magic point to try to make it glow.
Okay.
Great.
Go ahead and give me a power roll along with that.
Radiation.
Oh no.
I got
Under 70.
58 under 75
Okay.
for mechanical repair.
Let's get what all the rolls are, then I'll tell you what happens.
I got
15.
Nice.
Excellent.
I got 43 under 75.
Okay, so you all have successes. What'd you get on your power roll there, Arson?
23 under 70.
Oh, a hard success. So, Elaine, yes. Whatever this is absorptive in nature. It, you know that it serves as some sort of reservoir. It absorbs latent energy, and from the stories you've heard and what you've witnessed, can be used to create discharges. But it's something else. It's a siphon of sorts. Apt to create unpredictable effects, particularly in areas with strong magic. Anna, this is like an infection. Whatever this substance is infusing Arson's flesh and spreading. Minnie, he has pure radium crystals growing out of his flesh. And you probably ought to work up a quick containment for it. Because the trick of the hand is in some ways like your photographic equipment, to very finely be tuned to that kind of ethereal resonance to enable it to be focused and controlled. without it being focused and controlled, it could be highly unpredictable / boomy. So you're probably going to want to whip something up, another couple of inches up the forearm, just to, put a little distance between the substance and the rest of you. Arson, you light up. And yes, it works quite well. It is that same beautiful, clarifying blue-white coming out of the crystals in the hand. The rime of radium around the seam is blindingly scintillating. And as you all kind of do this and shield your eyes, and I'm sure, Arson, you probably like go to like clamp your hand over it or whatever when it's a lot brighter than you anticipate, you can see veins and tendrils of glow from within Arson's flesh reaching much further than you realize that they had before. Now, whether that is something that has happened recently or has been happening for a while, you don't know. Meta, that was a 100 roll, so stuff's getting interesting.
I haven't seen a reaction like this before, but let me go look at some of my stuff, maybe make a late night trip, and we'll get you a little band around that.
Yeah.
It's radium growing out of your wrist, but I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, that's a rock. Like, I don't have much,
Yeah, and your hand's metal, so, I mean, this is just kind of what happens, I guess.
Now, Minnie, you have had a couple of days hanging around with Mr. Forrest. And although you were not allowed up in the attic back at his home, I think things have since been explained to you that he was keeping Damon safe, etc., as his ward. But you have had a number of conversations, and he has shared with you a few books and pamphlets. His theory, or the theory of the literati, those who are well educated and also wise in the ways of the arcane, believe that whatever this substance is isn't precisely the same as the radium that is mined. Oh, this is something that you knew. They believe it comes from elsewhere. Certain heretics believe that there is a planet, a dark planet. And when times are particularly auspicious, debris, substance from that planet will rain down upon the earth. And the properties of that debris are very similar. The chemical properties of that debris are very similar to radium. However, it does possess certain eldritch properties that ordinary radium does not.
So anyway, it's space radium. So it's completely different, totally safe. I'm lying to you. I don't say that loud, but she's...
Yeah, it's
However,
got some weird properties to it. I would be extremely careful, or it might go bad. And by bad, I mean, like, boom.
perfectly spaced.
Hey, Minnie.
I mean, safe.
Okay, we can take this off, right?
Would you like to try?
Can we take it off? An interesting question that you've brought up.
Wait, Arson, so you just want to take your hand off?
For this
Yeah, I want to take my hand off. I mean, and he's grabbing with the other hand, and he's trying to kind of like twisting it and turning it. It's like I didn't really get a chance to see how exactly it attaches, but I mean, there's got to be a way to because if it's dangerous, I could hold on to it until right when we need it.
Yeah, it's just a clamp.
Yeah. I mean, there's catch down here, right? I just have to loosen this.
Yes.
Are you attempting to take your hand off?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a strength, just in case.
Ooh, 15 under 60.
Ah, well done. You flip the clamp, and you feel a release of pressure that you had kind of grown used to, kind of like wearing a watch or something like that. But once you took it out, you can feel that the clamp works. You begin to pull on the hand. There's a very faint, painless kind of cracking sound as the seal between the growth on your flesh and the metal is broken in a little fine line. I would like everyone in the room to give me a sanity check, please.
$46 under 67.
Okay.
99.
Oh, wonderful. What's your sanity?
I don't know. Let me check. 45.
Oh, good.
I got a 67 out of 67.
Oh, good.
And I got a 50 out of 43.
Okay.
I got a 53 over 52, and I'm spending 1 luck point to bring that down.
Okay.
Arson's spilling and everyone's freaking out.
45 under 68.
Okay, cool. So for those of you who made it, take 1. For those of you who failed, take 1d4 mini. Everyone else sees the light. In fact, it blinds everyone. Except you. Somehow, whether it's the little bit of loopiness from the whiskey, or because of your particular training and experience in optics, or for whatever reason, you are able to see as Arson pulls, is kind of caught, and he pulls just a bare few millimeters. This gap, this pure light is emitted. It envelops the room. It washes the room away. You are looking at the ineffable. You are looking at purity. You are looking at the fire that cleanses so that new life may be born. You are hungry for it, to understand it, to possess it, to control it. You have an obsession. Like a clinical obsession. You, I will say, also being very smart, realize that overtly expressing this obsession might make it difficult to achieve your aims. But you have discovered a new purpose in your life, and that is to control that light. I will even say you have a strange vision. You are standing in a desert, very much like what's familiar to you. There's a sense of anticipation. You are surrounded by strangers in strange garb, and yet somehow you know them. You are filled with a sense of excitement and dread. A heavy weight on your shoulder, on your shoulders, but also excitement and anticipation. There is a flash of that ineffable light far off in the desert. Moments later, there is a pressure wave of heat, and you begin to see this cloud grow from the ground, expanding upward into the atmosphere. You have to understand it. That's about as far as it comes, Arson. You were just able to kind of crack that seal. It's a not particularly comfortable experience for everyone else. Everyone else feels reality judder and shake. And I think probably everyone just instinctively says, "Nope, put it back."
Like as soon as the flash goes, like Arson kind of like he shoves it back on as hard as he can, and he's immediately like fiddling with it to like reclamp it down. Okay, not gonna do that again. Minnie, we need to have a talk when this is over.
Minnie's not really listening to you. She's probably just kind of standing there, like staring at the hand, and like a single tear is going down her face. You know.
Minnie, are you okay?
She's still not.
Give her a little shaky shake, lightly. Like,
Oh
hey.
yeah. Oh, what? Sorry. Sorry. What was it?
Are you okay? You're
That
crying.
was. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No, that was interesting. Better get a safety thing on before we go in, though. In case that happens again.
Case, what happens? What was that? What is happening?
Like
Space radio. Space radio. Space radio. I just keep saying space radio, and I go over to my table and I start tinkering around.
Yeah,
stuff.
go ahead and give me a mechanical repair.
23 out of 75.
Cool.
Jones?
Hard success. You are very quickly able to leverage some of the same material that you've used in the past to extend the casing of Arson's hand probably a good 5 or 6 inches, just to be safe.
Yeah. Unless, you want to make a mirrored band that focuses the light into like a laser or something.
A what?
I could do that.
Do you
Or we
want
could
to?
just go with case.
You want to try to use your optics to create like a little bangle on the wrist?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it can focus into a little space laser.
I think this is going to be a hard optics.
It's not protection, but what if lasers though?
Beat me up, Arson.
Weaponized. Oh no, I've messed it up.
Yeah.
95
Oh no.
out
Okay.
of 60.
Out of 60, which because your optics is over
Yeah.
50 is not a flub. You realize that late at night and under the influence of earth-shattering personal revelation and a little bit of whiskey is probably not the time. You'll need to draw some schematics. But you do think you could do it?
I'll do it. Do it later when we get back. We can make a laser. It'll be great.
Yeah. Now all you need is some thrusters and you're going to be Old West Iron Man. I mean, that is the goal. Cool.
I think it's my goal. I gotta control the light, and so far he's the only source that I know of this stuff. So
Yeah. Maybe you can change that.
We'll definitely like
Maybe
harvest
I
some of those
have-
crystals.
Maybe we should leave the
Yeah.
crystals alone.
I mean, definitely not like if not around people, I guess. I mean, like Yeah. Thank you for this this collar thing. If I have to mess with this thing again, I'm gonna have to do it like out in the desert, out in the scrubs, because I don't know.
Oh yeah, the desert seems like a great place.
The desert, you say?
Minnie, do you need like calming drugs? Are you okay?
Yeah, do you need more of
I
this
am
booze?
fine. More drinks. That's what we all need. But not the bomb ones. Those are no good.
Okay.
Jack already has another row of shots poured.
Another row of shots, a little bit of further conversation as the evening winds down. Everyone finds their way back to the quite comfortable beds at Mr. Forrest's cabin and falls into a deep and largely untroubled sleep. The camera pulls back as one by one your candles and oil lamps are snuffed, and as you work your way into the goose down mattresses and pillows, the night becomes very, very dark. And the keen observer from the outside would realize that the parts of your bodies that were exposed to the light from Arson's hand are very faintly glowing. You know, like you have one of those like UV dye or marbles or whatever, and you just like put light on one side. Yeah. You'll all be fine. The morning comes. The birds are cheeping. The crows are cawing. What happens?
I think
Hey,
Arson,
Manny, where's
because
that
his buzz
picture?
disappeared. He would have been one of the first ones up and about, so he would have been probably like loading up, trying to find useful things and load them up onto our cart. Because I think we brought a cart out here to get here. So like, you know, just grabbing random things that he thinks that we're gonna need for this assault on the portal / underground temple.
Anna's making breakfast because we can't fight on an empty stomach, guys. We gotta have nutrients.
So, flapjacks, shovels, pickaxes, rope.
The essentials.
I think Felix has already picked up a little bit of extra dynamite. And also, you have some mini specials in your possession. Does anyone else do anything before you depart?
I would probably go to Elaine and ask her, can you do that magic thing again on my bullets? To make them so that it hurts the ghouls again?
Yes,
like-
I can try.
I mean, if you want, I can try to help. I don't know anything about it, but...
Yeah, but just let me do it.
Like all of these posers trying to get involved in my magic.
This is my domain. Yeah, let me see your gun.
I'll hand it over.
Or specifically the bullets, right?
We talked about the gun, but we figured that it was going to take way too long to like really enchant it to make it stick. So the bullets were
yeah,
easy.
so the bullets.
Yeah.
Give me the bullets and I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I'll try to enchant Felix's bullets so that they'll actually do damage to the ghouls.
Cool. How many magic points would you like to spend?
We'll do 4.
Cool. Roll a d4.
Four.
Ooh, so 16 bullets, Felix.
Nice.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Good job,
Well, I
baby.
suppose I should make you make a power roll just to make sure.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
can-
you're gonna make it.
Yeah, it's a 17.
Oh God, yeah.
Under whatever.
So 20 bullets. As if you had spent an extra magic point.
Sweet.
They will not remain enchanted forever. but you know you have probably a couple of days.
So I'll probably load them up every other like cylinder, and I do like a magic bullet, normal bullet, magic bullet, and just kind of rotate it around, so that way I'm not using all of them in one go.
Yeah, and you can always rotate the cylinder to one of those if you need. Cool. But you got them. I'm gonna say as part of the process, Elaine, you inscribe a rune on each one, like a little awl or something like that, so they're visually distinct. Cool. What else?
So Felix is also going to point out, last time we went down this tunnel, someone went a little crazy by looking at the walls. So I want to go ahead and point out to the group, try not to look at them, maybe just look at the stairs while we head down there.
So unless you're opening or closing a door, don't trace the symbols. That
Yes.
maybe does that.
Why did you trace the symbols when you were in the scary place?
Listen, Jack. By that point, we were already in the thick of it, and I wasn't in full control.
Also, there's a statue down there. Stay out of the arm's reach of the statue.
Oh yeah,
it will close on you.
Yeah.
Speaking of, should we make a quick just order of expected events? Like,
Maybe. Before we go, I was gonna augur to get a glimpse of the future.
Do it.
Cool.
wow, that's gonna be so great.
1695.
So good,
Ooh.
guys.
Did you say 16 or 60?
16.
Whoa. Okay, well that's a extreme success, I do believe.
I hope so.
And trying to remember. So roll a 1d2 for your sanity loss.
Rude. Okay. Took 2.
Cool. Yes. You keep having these flashes of buildings being just blown over as this wave of force knocks them down, and clouds, flashes of light and clouds all over the landscape. But you cut through that. You see someone who is not familiar to you, but who is familiar to someone you know, who is very excited about the pending culmination of their great working, who is practically salivating at the thought of the great rewards that the masters will bestow upon him. He is not in this world, but he is of this world. And he holds the key to opening or closing the gate from the far side. He is someone of, you get the sense that he is someone who is of no little power on his own, but who has been given already many gifts and servants so that he can carry out his master's will. For that reason, he is extraordinarily dangerous. at the end of your vision, you see this. It's kind of shady. It's not something that you completely recognize. There's some general distortion of the vision, which is not that unusual for you. But what you do perceive very clearly is him look up from whatever he's doing and look directly at you. And then the vision ends.
Retro. That's fine. This is fine. We're gonna be fine. I am going to relay what I saw to the group so that we can incorporate that into plans and such.
So to me, that sounds like the guy that we've already dealt with trying to break in.
This was not a ghoul.
Mr. Force.
not
But it was the guy in the trench coat.
The taller individual who was raising the others was a ghoul.
Oh, he was? Okay.
He looked a little bit different than the others, but he was clearly elongated and emaciated. This individual is, again, you don't have a perfectly clear mental image, but seems, we'll say visually innocuous. Like someone you might run into on the street and not give any notice to. Human. For
So
now.
He was
normal
on
dude.
Our side of the door or on the other side of the other door?
Other side.
Oh, okay.
He's got friends on the other side.
So we gotta go either beat him up or use him to close the door.
Sounds like
We
it's
can use
someone
regular-
Felix ran into on the street already then. That took someone's hand.
I will say you didn't get the sense that this was
The same.
one of the body thieves. And that body was a woman.
Oh.
Well, except for the
At
hand.
that time.
Except for the hand. The body was mostly a chambermaid except for the arson's hand.
Cool.
So we shall see.
Was there time to develop our group photo before we were going to? I wouldn't do it unless I thought I had time.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably either that night, staying up very late, making a photo, or
Well, you probably just, let it sit and soak and then rinse it in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there is. It's not that same spider webbing, but it's similar in that there is the background around the edges of the picture is as you would expect, quite underexposed, etc. But as it gets closer to your group, and particularly Arson, it just starts to twist. And then as it gets closer to Arson, it just peels away. In fact, Arson, you only recognize him because you know where he was standing. He is fully backlit by what you know to be this glow.
cool. I pocket this picture.
It's not your best work aesthetically.
Yeah. Maybe we'll take another.
No reason to show it to people.
Obviously not. No.
Just to remember us fondly.
Yeah. Remember, all of you, definitely not the light glow. Yeah, we'll just kind of like tuck it in, like, several folders
All
in
right.
the suitcase or something.
Yes, you can load it up in your case of supplies and things. So, any more dithering and dawdling?
No, Jack's as ready as he's gonna be.
All right. And so some of this conversation and preparation could have happened on the ride.
Hey, Jack, grab one of those bottles while we leave.
Jack grabs 2 bottles.
Being careful to not mix those up with the ones that have the mojo in them.
Oh yeah. No, Jack holds on to the one and he pops the cork in there and just hands it to Felix.
All right. It is an uneventful trip. You arrive at the ruins of the house on a hill, just past the mill. I'm sure as you're passing by, someone informs Minnie, oh yeah. And they were doing some sort of weird ritual with the millstone. It has all these weird symbols carved in it. And they probably were grinding people up in it. It was super gross. This is where Damon grew up, by the way. Kind of filling you in on the story. But there, yes, you see the collapsed ruin of the house that you had visited but days ago. As you approach closer, you can see that some of the beams and clapboards that had partially obstructed the passageway down into the earth have been thrown out of the way. And you can see the unmistakable markings of large claws on the wood, the earth, and the stone. And there it lies before you, the passageway down, yawning in blackness.
So who wants to go first?
Well, old saying is ladies first.
Elaine does not like me. Okay, great, Felix. I'm glad you volunteered.
No, I wasn't here when y'all went down the first time, so I probably shouldn't be taking the lead.
And Anna went insane last time, so
Felix steps forward. He'll go down first.
Okay.
Felix, you're a good man. If we don't make this out of this, it's been good to know you.
Just if I don't make it out of it, keep my gun.
I'll take good care of it.
Jack starts up a lantern to follow behind Felix a little bit.
Okay.
I'll follow after Jack.
I'll take the rear.
Minnie and Anna can skip down holding hands.
Yeah.
Start to go and then someone pulls you. Cool. So as you descend, Arson is the last to dip your head into this darkness, although now it is illuminated a bit by the lantern. And a little bit of the glow coming from your bombs that Minnie has so kindly provided. You make your way down the relatively ordinary pieces, and then about midway you encounter that area with the spiral grooves carved into the ceiling and the walls. A few more steps, Felix, you see a little bit of motion. Again, difficult to detect among the shifting of the shadows from the lantern behind you, but you, out of the corner of your eye, could swear that that portion of the wall moved, twisted, swirled somewhat. There's no real sound. Step forward. Everyone else enters that kind of area. Once again, I would like a sanity check from everyone as the walls and ceiling begin to crawl. You have a definite experience that while you are still in your world, you are very close to its edge. And it is somewhat disturbing.
If it's possible for an extreme success, I have a 5 out of 66.
Well done.
Got a 58
76
out of
out of
63.
43.
Oh no, Minnie.
I'm very not good at this, actually.
That's unfortunate. 58 under 64 for Elaine.
Okay.
40 under 51 for Arson.
66 out of 67.
Well done. Anna, do you go insane again?
Oh, we're rolling sanity. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I was AFK for a second. 65 out of 41.
Oh great, Minnie and Anna are gonna go skipping off together.
No, it's fine. So you're gonna have to calculate this. So If you have been here before
Okay.
and you succeeded, take nothing. If you have been here before and you failed, take 1. If you have not been here before and you failed and you succeeded, take 1. And if you have not been here before and you failed, take a d4. And Minnie, you failed, right? Okay. And you were not here before.
It's like a really messed up initiation for the group.
Yes.
Anyways, this is where Anna started tracing runes on the back of the statue.
Yeah.
Well,
No, don't touch them.
as you get down, Minnie, you find the lantern light to be insufficient. The runes are very interesting to you. You should probably document them.
Oh, yeah. I stopped. I set down my camera bag because obviously I brought my camera with me. I can't leave it. And I light up another lantern and I grab out a notebook. I start looking at the walls.
Oh no, I think you want to document them for posterity.
Oh. Like,
The way you document things for posterity.
oh, yeah. Oh, obviously. I set down the camera bag and hang out the camera. Ready to go. Take a picture.
I think you do.
I'm so quick at it.
Before we can, it's like when your dog has something in its mouth. It's like, what do you have? And they just run faster.
They swallow it.
Dumps in the special powder, takes picture quick.
What do you have? A knife.
So you pull out one of your pre-packed little things and you hold it up and click. And there's, you're not necessarily even aiming for like one specific spot. You want to get as much of the view as possible. What you all see in the faintly blue flash of Minnie's camera is the embossed but largely kind of two-dimensional surface of the walls and ceilings suddenly gains an extra dimension of depth. There's yards or miles of earth, stone, twisting and turning behind. And as the flash happens, you can see these whirls, almost like fractals in stone, just sort of spread apart, opening up like some strange flower or sea creature, revealing this void beyond. And it is that causes the majority of the sanity loss. It's just a moment, and as the flash powder dies down, it retains, it goes back to its kind of two-dimensional surface. That extra dimension that you perceived no longer apparent to your senses, but you know it's there. You're in a very, very thin spot. The ability of your equipment to see what's beyond is greatly enhanced here. It's going to be an interesting photo once you develop it. Oh, and there's definitely presences behind it. Mad, ravening intelligences. But for now, at least, they don't seem to be.
Know about the light.
Yeah, they don't seem to be aware of your presence yet.
There, I say, putting away the plate and putting a new one in.
Arson is gonna like reach over her shoulder from behind and kind of like gently put a hand on the camera, just like, please do not do that again.
What?
Just no more
didn't-
pictures, please.
the flash could be a powerful tool against those ghouls. You'll never know.
That's precisely why we should save the flash for when we see the ghouls.
Valid point, I guess. But I didn't write on any runes, and it might be helpful to learn more later.
At least warn us before you do it again.
Right.
As this
Not like
conversation
anyone hears
happens,
it.
you make
Stop.
you make your way down the last few steps into this hemispherical room. This strange humanoid statue standing in the middle. You know that on its back is the tablet with the odd inscription. And on the far side of this chamber is the other passageway, the one that you didn't go down, but that you heard the ghouls coming up last time. What do you do?
Are there any ghouls down here, or is it just us?
You should probably listen for me.
Okay.
Oh.
Jack has a regular success on listen.
Oh, good.
It'll be 13 out of 20.
Okay. Hey, can anyone
I
beat a
failed my
regular
lesson.
success?
Yeah, I'm working on it. 1 sec. Nope.
Nope. So it was Anna and Jack, right? At first you hear very little. There's just a very faint echoing, almost breathing, as you can feel just slight changes wavering in, it's not much of a breeze, but you can feel some sort of movement of air. Clearly what lies beyond is probably a very large space, or a, in aggregate series of passageways. So but everything seems natural. And then you hear that leathery flapping, like bare soles on cold stone, moving in fits and starts, probably attempting to be stealthy. Which just means that you think they're probably close. And it is coming from that further passageway.
I'll look at Jack and nod and see if he heard it too.
Yeah, Jack nods his head and he says, so those of you who were here before, where's this door we're looking for?
Well, you see, what happens is it's on the statue. I have to do the thing, but they're all down that hallway. So I feel like as soon as we start to do the things, they're gonna come this way. So it happened last time, kinda.
So are you asking for a diversion? Because, I
Well, it's how.
can only fight a couple on the lawn by myself.
No, I don't know the best way to do this. If it's just I'll open it real quick and we hold them off and then slip in, or if we should kill them and then open it. What do you guys want to do?
We should probably secure this side first before even attempting to go to the other side.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we just.
So that way,
have to
if
look
we
at our
do
options.
return, we don't have to fight through another horde of things.
Come back
To
just to
leave.
get immediately murdered by ghouls.
All
Save
right,
the
then
world, but
let's
now we're
go.
dead.
We've got
Yeah.
these bomb things that Minnie and I made. Let's just throw one and see what happens.
Oh
Can I
boy.
get some light on that side?
A scream echoes up the far passageway. There's
Someone get
a
a little-
roar and a crunch, wet sounding. You can feel the stone beneath you shudder a bit. You hear more of that flapping sound, this time retreating. Moving further away, you hear whispers, rapid. And then you hear the sound of friction, like stone on stone, grinding, moving in your direction. You can feel as air is pushed from this dark passageway past you up out to the surface.
Fun. Can I get some light on that tunnel on the other side, please?
Arson raises up the lantern that he's carrying.
It's barely sufficient to pierce the darkness. But it's at least enough that you can see the outline. That scraping sound is louder, and then a pale hand. I say hand. It's the size of a wagon wheel. Grabs around the side. You see broken, dirty ivory nails dig into the stone. You can even see in the light of Arson's lamp, you can see little flecks of mica from the stone that's dislodged as it kind of sprays, kind of glittering in the air. And then another hand. And then deep in the darkness, you can just see the glint of something pale. And then with a mighty pull, that same sound, and it begins to become apparent. The head, a skull, a deer, caribou, something. You hear the sound of almost fingernails on chalkboard as its twisted antlers dig into the ceiling of this passageway. It reaches one arm impossibly long, 5-8 feet into the room, digging great furrows into the stone as it begins to pull itself out. There is a rank odor of decay and corruption that comes off of its shaggy, yellowish gray fur. What do you do?
As soon as I see its face, I'm gonna grab the magic bomb and go light me, and I'm gonna throw this thing.
Yeah, say Jack reflexively goes through the same thing and waits for Felix to throw his first.
Okay, so are we gonna throw two?
Jack's basically gonna have his ready to go, but he's gonna wait for to see if Felix's works first.
Felix, make a throw.
That is a 32 under 57.
So a regular success. Let's say, go ahead and roll. Given what this is.
I don't know what bomb I got either.
Oh, yes. Roll a percentile. 31 to 33 is flash powder. 34 to 66 is radium. 67 to 99 is both. And 100 is something interesting.
A 94.
Oh, so both. Someone needs to remember that because I just made it up. Good. All right. So radium and flash powder and booze and fire. And it's a hit. So go ahead and roll 2d8 for me.
7 and 7, 14.
Well done. You throw it, and it immediately, the entire area, there's not much room between this thing and like between its shoulders on the wall. You can just see a few gaps behind it, but it's enough for the liquid to splash. And suddenly there's just this roiling, oily fire, just the smell of burning hair and filth. This scream as this thing in pain or frustration wrenches itself forward. Its long deer-like neck is now just kind of writhing back and forth. You can see the flames, the blue alcohol flames clinging to its twisted antlers, darkening them. And as the alcohol dries, the flash powder pop, 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 pop here and there with those little flashes of blue-white light. It writhes for probably a good 30 seconds. Is anyone else doing anything? It's not, at the moment, it's mostly kind of freaking out and just kind of
This thing down
bellowing and roaring.
quickly.
I'll shoot it.
Oh, I think this requires a sanity check.
I was about to say, I'm screaming, probably.
And you're in this echoic chamber as this massive thing is bellowing. You're probably all covering your ears and screaming too.
43 under 67.
Good.
32 under 65.
Good.
49 under.
98 out of 64.
If you succeed, take 1. If you fail, take a d6. Because this is the kind of thing that can make someone freak out. Oh, good.
Ooh, 5. Oh.
Oh, you took 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Yay.
Oh, honey, no. I got a 48 out of 40.
Okay. Take your d6. If you all roll a 5 or greater, I will be so happy.
I only lost 3.
Okay.
I also only lost 3.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, if half the party went insane at once, that would be super awesome.
Fine.
I think Felix would ditch you all at that point.
Yeah, bail.
I tried.
Ending, whatever.
See you bye.
Elaine, this is ancient. It is filled with hatred, but not evil in a prosaic sense. It is more like a predator, capable of great cruelty, but not simply for cruelty's sake. It is a being of the old world. It is a being of destruction. And it is not this kind of insight that you have into it that sends your mind whirling. It's as the pops and puffs of the bomb begin to crack its deer skull face and pieces fall away, that you see the writhing mass underneath. Let's see, what would be an interesting temporary insanity for you?
Darkness. Like wanting to go towards light.
I mean, being afraid and running is an option. It's just not that interesting.
I mean, it might be interesting if, it's an old god. I might feel compelled to worship.
I think...
You should probably try to eat this one, too.
Yeah.
Want to eat bones again?
I think as you see its true face, it's a terrible kind of glory, but it is glory. So I endorse your insanity.
Okay.
So what happens? The fire is starting to go out, revealing its sinewy skeletal body underneath the ragged fur. It is going to start trying to free itself again. What happens?
Jack's gonna throw his.
Okay.
Keep that pressure on.
I'm gonna try to interrupt Jack.
Okay.
What are you doing, Elaine? I'll try to stop Elaine.
Oh god. this is
Okay.
gonna be a disaster.
Actually, Anna, give me a psychology.
Okay.
Jack needs a throw, and then Elaine will tell me how she's trying to stop Jack.
That's a 19 out of 60.
Yeah, something's up with Elaine. You might want to stop her from whatever she's about to do.
Hey, grab her.
Jack is a 44 over 20.
Oh,
We have stuff.
we do. You can use a major boon to flip it.
Yeah, flip that 44 to a 44.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jack will use 20.
Did you reroll?
You could re-roll.
Or wasn't there another system we introduced?
You can push it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm
Jack's
gonna
only got
say
a
I'm gonna
20,
say
I
this,
think.
I'm gonna say this is combat, and I don't think you can push combat rolls. But
Yeah,
you know,
I think
it is, but it's not.
low enough that it's easier for Jack to use 24 points of luck on it.
Minor boons count for 10. We have some minor boons if you don't want to spend all that luck.
I'm happy to use a minor boon for 10 of that. If the party's cool with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do it, BBs.
Cool. I use the minor boon.
After
so.
we resolve everything else, Arson is gonna try and grab Elaine, like still holding up the lantern and using the other arm to try and like get it around her and hold her back.
And I'm over there too. I'm grabbing onto her.
Okay.
Get her away.
Elaine, would you like to fight back or dodge?
I will dodge.
Cool.
Oh no.
So I need Elaine. This is gonna be the attic all over again. Give me the bow. Drop it. Give me the bow.
Put it down. Bad.
So
Don't eat human bones.
right. Go ahead and give me strength and Arson. Opposed by Elaine's dodge.
I rolled a 2 out of 20.
What am I supposed to roll?
So a hard success. Sorry, extreme success. Strength.
90 over 60.
Okay.
25 out of 50.
Okay. Doesn't beat an extreme success. So Elaine dodges. Unless you want to punch her. You could do some damage, but that would be technically a fighting roll. But still. I'm gonna say she just dodges out of the way.
I'm about to throw punches. Elaine, get back here.
So how is it that you're trying to... So Jack has, in the midst of all this, lined it up, realized he was about... It like nearly dropped it at his feet, spun around, and tossed it backhand at the creature. What do you do, Elaine?
I am going to try to throw basically like a shield in front of the creature to stop the bomb from hitting it.
Oh, okay. This is not something that you have practiced, right?
No.
Cool. Give me a hard power roll.
Got another 2.
I will flip your dice.
2 out of what, like 40?
Yeah.
What are you using? I'll bring you new dice. You don't need
No, I
those
like these dice.
anymore. No.
Tough, you're cut off.
No more, BB. No more.
So
Oh my
Erithos,
God.
Jack fumbles, spins around, hurls it backhand. It's like it was straight towards the remains of this thing's skull. And then Elaine mutters some incantation. Her eyes roll back in her head. You may hear a few words that you recognize, like, great old God, I worship thee, stuff like that. And this just shimmering line, similar in some ways to the wards that you saw at Mr. Forrest's, encloses the creature. The glass breaks. There is a odd interaction as the we'll say there's some radium in this one, as it seems to almost feed the protective ward around this creature. As a cage of blue light surrounds it.
My God.
It turns a hollow, anguished eye at you, Elaine. And there's a moment of acknowledgement.
Elaine, explain to me what's
Elaine.
going on.
What are you doing?
well,
Wake up!
Anna wants to like full open palm smack her in the middle of the face.
Yeah, go for it.
Make a fight. Make a dodge.
Like full.
Ooh, yeah, that one was not safe.
That's an 18 out of 25.
So
Yeah,
regular success.
I got a 79 over 40.
Okay.
Now you can keep those dice.
So Elaine gets smacked in the face.
Ow.
Sorry.
Would someone, out of curiosity, like to spend a major boon for reasons?
I'll do it.
Okay. Someone spend it. As your party dissolves into infighting and slapping each other, hair pulling.
It's a cat fight.
Yeah. Giving each other Indian burns. You are distracted enough that you at first don't realize that the creature has freed itself. Elaine, you have your back to it. As you and Anna are tussling, you probably know something, and your returned moment, the slap is clarifying. You realize something is happening as you see the look of horror on Anna's face as she involuntarily takes a few stumbling steps backward. You turn to see the great maw of this beast towering above you. You can still see wisps of smoke boiling off of it from the fire. But it doesn't attack. It simply stares into your eyes. Go ahead and give me an occult.
It's 49 under 75.
It's not a hard success, but enough. This land used to belong to this creature. But it and its brethren were hunted. It was forced to hide. The others in their delvings had found it and bound it with crude imitations of the ancient words and magics. They have now decided to bend it to their will, to use it as a weapon. It feels neither this way or that about destruction, about raining vengeance upon the nearby human settlement. But there is one thing that it would prefer above that. It would like to walk the land again.
BRB guys, I'm gonna go take my god for a walk.
Well, it would like to walk the land again and learn. It simply needs a vessel.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Come on in.
So in that moment, in a kind of matter-of-fact, kind of casual way, the rest of you observing all this just see, you're certain this thing, its head is bigger than Elaine. you're certain it's just going to destroy her. But instead, it just kind of deflates. It looks, for as large and dangerous as it is, for a moment it looks old and tired. Its body begins to dissolve into black smoke. It kind of settles itself down, almost like it's lying itself for a rest. 2 tiny coals of light glow in its eyes. The camera sees, although you cannot, that Elaine's eyes flash the same greenish color momentarily. And then with a clatter, the skull falls to the ground, cracks into pieces, and very rapidly disintegrates into dust. Elaine, we'll talk about what happens when you accept a Manitou into you.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Arson's got his irradiated hand that's doing eldritch things. So
It's
this
fine.
is probably safer.
He's Iron Man, you're Scarlet Witch. It's fine. Did we not tell you that this is actually Old West Marvel?
Yeah, we're actually turning this into some sort of messed up Teen Justice Academy.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Everything goes back to masks in the end. Let's go.
Cool. So, yeah. What happens now?
Elaine, what did you just do?
You know, sometimes you feel really bad for an old god that hasn't got to see the outside for a few years, so you tell him you'll let him see outside.
Wait, but we came here to shut a portal and stop old gods from coming in and poisoning reality, and you just said hey, actually welcome in. Wait,
I mean, it's a different one. It's not like I'm not like the Book of the Flood or something.
Is it chill?
Yeah, he's just, they bunch of cultists go and drag you down and force you to use your powers to do things that you don't want to do. You're gonna be a little crabby after centuries.
It was a giant skeleton thing.
Well, you don't have to judge it based on appearances.
I judge it based on the fact that it was reaching out to kill us.
But it didn't.
Because we stopped it, and then you did the vacuum thing.
Because I
Yeah.
realized that it was not what it seemed to be. Definitely didn't have a moment of pseudo-worship, but it's fine. It's inside of me now. I'll contain it, and I'll go take it for walks, and it'll be happy. Probably.
It is, Misha. It's a good doggo. It's best boy.
Friendship. Best boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh, what a good boy.
he's a good boy.
Can it help us at least? Do you have?
Well,
Yeah, we'll see about
Have
that.
you made your warlock contract?
Yeah, we're still working out the kinks in the contract.
Elaine learns the Eldritch Blast cantrip.
Yes.
So,
Well,
no one doing it now.
Nope.
It's
there's only
kinda
one
done.
thing left to do, in fact. Well, or wait for the ghouls to come.
Yeah, no,
Well,
we should probably try
open
to
the door.
open the door.
Through
Elaine might have power over the ghouls, or at least be able to help at least a little bit with that one now.
What are you gonna turn into a giant skeleton Wendigo thing?
I mean, that'd be
You
kind
might
of
have to set you on
cool,
fire.
but I kind of like my body as it is, so hopefully not anytime soon.
You'll maybe come back. Anyway, Anna's saying all of this as she's walking up to the statue again.
Anna,
Take one of the
you began this process in madness, without really understanding it, but you intuit that you're probably the best positioned. And like muscle memory, after the first few tracings that seem a little awkward, a rhythm, a very kind of staccato rhythm comes to your hand as you begin tracing these jagged symbols. And then your hand takes on a mind of its own and begins moving almost faster than you can keep track of. As you do, these symbols and glyphs begin to glow. You get past the point where you had been interrupted previously. The rest of you see something very similar to what you saw in the flash of Minnie's camera. These whirls and swirls, always kind of moving like waves on the ceiling of this hemispherical room, begin to unwind as you begin to see stars peeking through the gaps. Anna tracing rapidly. You're rubbing the skin off your finger. You can, those of you who are watching closely can see that she's leaving a small trail of blood as she scrabbles frantically at these sigils. And finally, the last sigil opens. The figure of the statue casts its head up and opens its hands out, opens its mouth, almost in a silent scream of triumph, fear, both. And the world around you peels away. You are, in some ways, the landscape is familiar. It's a desert of blasted rock, a few twisted trees. The sky above, however, there is illumination, but you cannot see a single object in the sky that is casting this light. It is a vague, diffuse light that saps the color out of everything. You see strange, whirling galaxies and nebulae, strange, flitting lights in the sky, moving in straight lines, jigging back and forth, as if the heavens themselves have become mad. You see a range of teeth-like mountains far to your left. To your right, you see a forest of impossibly tall buildings, of strange geometry, twisted, too narrow at the base, too broad, openings, hundreds of feet in the air, no visible doors. And you feel a tension. You feel a sense of being observed, like ants under a magnifying glass. And I think we'll stop there.
Whoa!
Congratulations. Deal with the devil and breaking the world. That's all accomplished.
Yay!
And now you live here.
I'm saying all before lunch.
Right? Cool. So well done, everyone. No one died yet, except for Lane's soul. But she wasn't using it.
Nah.
Cool. Well, let's do the thing. Let's start with Katie this time.
I'm Katie, and I can be found here again and on Juice's channel, and we've got some fun stuff coming up. So we'll definitely be there as often as we can. And thanks. I had fun.
Hey everybody, I'm Chev. I've been playing Arson. You can usually find me in people's chats. I also stream a few times a week playing Mahjong, a card game, and hanging out with my cat and some chill jams. So if that sounds like your vibe, then come hang out.
I am Villain, or Your Only Villain. You can find me here or over at Juice's channel every once in a while. I am going to try to start streaming here shortly, hopefully by the end of the month.
Whoa!
Yeah. Something new. Never done it before, so we'll see what happens. Tough.
Cool. Cool. Hi, I'm 90 Tough Love, Tough Torque Torfleton, some other variety of nickname. I'm also a variety streamer on Twitch. I stream sometimes. It's erratic. One day I'll have a schedule. That's a lie. I've been playing Elaine, and yeah, you can usually find me here over on Juice's channel or over on my channel. Go Mish.
I'm Misha _lesson3 on Twitch. Yeah, you'll probably find me more on Juice's channel. He does have a couple events coming up, like on the 6th of January and the 20th. I think the 6th is Theo Bear's Community Night, and the 20th is a birthday stream celebration, stream anniversary, one of those things.
All of those
So
things.
that will be exciting. And I am getting my scheduling gears back into motion, so you'll probably see a few other things besides Cowboys and Cthulhu upcoming later in January. All right, Erthos.
Hey everybody, I am Erthos, or Lord Erthos. If you're looking at me in Twitch chat, you can find me in the chats of everybody here who does stream, as well as our good friend Juices TV. Been playing Jack, it's been a lot of fun. Zero.
And I am Michael or Zero Delight or whatever. Narrator. Marshall, I think, actually, technically in the system. If you enjoy the Call of Cthulhu, you should check out Twin Falls, which is a Delta Green game that we did that our lovely Chev ran for us, which is another version, kind of a mod of Call of Cthulhu set in the modern times, kind of like a Scully and Mulder sort of situation. If you like historical horror and tragedy, you should probably go and check out our Alas for the Awful Sea Elwood Expedition play that some folks were here. Tough was a monster in that one too. So history repeats itself. And if you like Cowboys and Eldritch Horror, there's a whole playlist for this game, both the initial kind of story arc that some of the characters were part of, and this current one, Missing Pieces. We are, as you can tell, nearing the denouement of this one, which is either going to wind up with everyone trapped in Cthulhu land, or succeeding, or dying, or something. Who knows? But there's plenty more Eldritch nonsense where this came from. So don't be surprised to see more Cowboys and Cthulhu after we finish this arc. But we will be obviously working to schedule the continuation of this, so we can find out how you guys handle the situation and who it is. What old friend, familiar face for one of you you're going to meet on the other side. Because one of you is going to have a really rough day. So I'll leave it at that. Cool. Well, awesome. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks to you guys for playing and for putting up with the tech issues that we had early on. Yeah, we'll see you all again soon. Bye. Oh, we should raid. No, we should say bye first. Okay.
Bye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. See ya.